Colorless Tron is something you don't usually see in Pauper, but today we are going to try and make it work there. So, we are playing 4 Haunted Fangraph. I think this land is probably the reason to play no colors. I love it so much. I think it's very grindy and very powerful. Obviously, we can search for that along with the Urza's lands and the cards which we can cycle, and the book which can serve as some graveyard hate with the world map and the expedition map. We are also playing 4 candy trails. Scrying is extremely important when searching for specific cards, and later we can sacrifice it, gain some life and draw as well. Same is true with the Lembus, and the spare supplies are pretty good because it is 2 cards in 1 card, very important for a very straightforward deck like this. The Familiar does serve as a bridge between the early and the late game, since we gain 2 life, great against burn, and we draw a card as well later. Self-assembler, so much value for just 1 card, I absolutely love it. And the Throne Guard can be a little bit worse in some matchups, maybe against more aggressive decks, but we can sideboard this out in game 2 and be pretty happy about it. The Golem serve as some life gain, again very important, and the Griff is more card advantage that is stuck on a pretty big body with flying, so we are pretty happy about this. The Colossus is a staple in those beatdown decks that are playing the Tron strategy. Obviously we can hit something awesome like the Griff or something a little bit worse like the World Map. We don't really mind, since we can search for the Fangraph or the cards or the Bog, basically whatever we need, and we can draw more cards from that or return some creatures from the graveyard. The Crusher, I'm not really sure how good this card is. We will of course see when we get into the games. And then when we look at the sideboard, we are playing 3 Apostle's Blessing to protect against the black removal spells like Cast Down or Snuff Out, 3 Deserts to ping the pesky creatures that have only 1 health, 4 Relics of Progenitus, very important obviously. The Compactor here serves as a removal. It can deal 3 damage or straight up destroy a creature, so it's like a lightning bolt or a hard removal depending on what we need in the situation. And the wreck removal is some graveyard hate. We can cycle it when we don't need it, and we gain 1 life as well, so it's decent against burn, maybe to exile some Sneaky Snackers or the Lava Darts. So as always, let me know what do you think about this deck and what would you change about it, and let's see if this works. I will see you in the games. Okay, we do go first by Oscar here, and this will need to be a mulligan, I believe. This one is great though. This one is a pretty good hand. I think we can definitely keep this one. Probably ditching the... I think we are going for a fast Golem, fast Colossus. We can ditch the Familiar, I think, keep and ditch the Fam. We can go for turn 1 power plant, go for a world map. Obviously not as fast as the expedition map, but still pretty good, I would say. Go for a Blood Fountain. Black deck, probably grindy, I would say too. Okay, self-assembler. Let's go for the Urza's Mine. We will just pass. Oh, Blood Fountain. A second one actually. And they will discard Arms of the Wayne. Really? I guess looks like Mono Black Madness. I'm just not sure why are they doing this now. I don't think they have enough lands to do that, so maybe they are a beginner or something. Interesting. Spare supplies. Okay, we will go for the wastes and we will pass the turn. We are cracking the world map end of their turn, picking up the tower. Then maybe just playing the Colossus on turn 4, to be honest. They go offering the fountain, sure. End step, we will crack the world map. And we will find the tower, I guess. Sweet. Another world map. Okay. We will just go 8 mana, play the Colossus. Let's see what we get. Looks like it's a Lembus, which is actually pretty good. We scry and draw. Familiar, not right now, I would say. Bottom. Slippery Karst can be cycled later. Love that. And we're just say go. We go Bone Shards, Kitchen Imp. Wow, okay. So they can destroy the Colossus and the Kitchen Imp can attack immediately. Pretty good. I actually like Bone Shards. Pretty cool. Go Sign in Blood. They are playing all the draw spells. Alright, so I think we have a pretty clear plan here. We will definitely just play the world map and find another tower with the world map, right? We will pay 7 mana, and I guess the Wretched Griff is not bad, especially into their Kitchen Imp, right? So let's play that. We draw another Griff, pretty good. And we will just say go for Sign in Blooded again. A lot of cards they are getting, pretty good for them. So far they can't attack with the Imp, since luckily for us the Griff has flying, but it's possible they have more Bone Shards. They go Vampire's Kiss. They have Defile. That works. Really cool. It's a very interesting deck. I think they have like everything in there, to be honest. They will attack for 2. We go down to 14. Power plant is insane. Love it. So let's see how much mana do we actually have. We have 13 mana. That's kinda wild. So I think we can go for the Griff once again. Find another one. Sure. I guess we can go for a self-assembler as well. We could go for the spare supplies, and cracking the Lembas, or maybe cycling this, but I think we just want to go on the board. We will search for the self-assembler, and now we have a very steady board of threats. We will say go. We will discard a swamp, draw a card, and the Arms of the Wane again. I think now they will be able to pay for it finally. So we go down to 11. I think we need to start gaining some life actually. We are getting pretty low. Or go for another Vampire's Kiss. Okay, and no attacks, good for us. End step, find the Staunch Throne Guard, which can be very helpful. Let's see how much mana we have. I think it's still 13, right? Yes. So we are definitely going for the Golem. And I think we wouldn't mind finding some more Throne lands. We could go for the Throne Guard, but if they kill the Griff, they just get the Monarchy, which is not ideal. So we will start with playing the spare supplies. We win the first game. Okay, I think it's just too much for them at this point of the game. Let's take a look. What can we add from the sideboard? So Wreck Remover, that's some life gain. Again, I don't think the Staunch Throne Guard will be super amazing, although it could be quite good, I think. I just think that the Wreck Remover with a life gain can be a little better. I will keep the Familiar. Relics, I didn't see much graveyard synergy. They had Blood Fountain, but that's about it. The Blessing could be actually quite nice against them. Let's remove 1 Crusher, 1 Maelstrom, add 2 Blessings. I think that's quite nice, even though it does damage us. And let's resubmit. I don't think there's much more we can add. By the way, I did add 1 Radiant Fountain, just to something to search for against burn decks. Obviously, that could be pretty good against them as well. Find the Mine, Radiant Fountain. We have double Mine. A lot of lands here, but no real payoff yet. And they are going first. I wonder, we have no map in the opening hand. I think we should mulligan this, to be honest. I think we will mulligan. Okay, this hand is, on the other hand, pretty incredible. All we need are just some payoffs, and we are incredibly happy about this. This one is really good. I don't think we need a world map, right? No 1-drop from them. Let's run the power plant into the Candid Trail. Scry 2, trying to find some payoffs, I think. Lembas and the Lembas. I think Lembuses are okay, just not necessarily what we need right now. It's some life gain, we just need some big creatures. We already have 2 expedition maps there. I obviously should play the map turn 1. I'm not really sure why I played the Candid Trail. I'm really sorry, that's a big mistake. Obviously we had turn 3 Tron there. I'm not sure why I did that. Maybe Sign in Blood? Yes, Sign in Blood. We can play double map, I guess, if nothing else. Let's go for the tower. We will play map into map. They will bog. Nothing in the graveyard yet, luckily for us. Vampire's Kiss. Pretty slow start from them. That makes us really happy. Wastes. Okay, we can go for cracking the map. We are missing the mine, so let's pick that up, play it, and I think we can just wait, maybe crack the Candid Trail or cycle the Slippery Cars. Could also just crack the map end step and create a lot more mana that way. I like it. Let's just pass the turn now. Psychotic Episode. I've never seen this card. Actually, never. I'm not even sure what it does, to be honest. Let's see in the log here. Oh, it's Pilfer, but for Madness. Sorry, bot has interrupted us. It's basically like a Pilfer, but for Madness. That's really cool. That's not a bad card, I would say. So they will choose the Familiar, of course. I think that's the only... Wait, this can take lands? Am I reading this right? Nobody said non-land card. They exiled it anyway. No, it puts it on the bottom of the library. Yes, this can actually take lands. That's incredible. I think this is like the first card that can actually discard the opponent's lands. Wow, I guess you learn new things every day with this. We of course don't mind. We are going for the expedition map anyway. Combat end step. We will go Urza's Mine, crack the map, search for a tower. Spare supplies is good. We just need some more payoffs. Let's play the Urza's Tower again. Let's play spare supplies with the mine, trying to fish for some big creatures. That's a big creature, and we can play it too. Maelstrom, Colossus, let's see what we cascade into. Apostle's Blessing, well, not exactly what we want to cascade usually, but that's fine, still have a 7/7 there. And next turn we will be doing some cycling and drawing cards with the trail and the supplies and the karst. We have a lot of ways to filter through our deck as well here. That's a cool deck, and this card is really cool, I think. The fact that this can discard a land is really interesting. I've never seen a card do this actually before. They go Bone Shards into the Kitchen Imp. Okay, so this game could be pretty close after all. Bone Shards obviously extremely nice against us. We get hit for 2 here. Find a bug, could be nice in the future, maybe. We will tap the mine. Let's crack the supplies, please, first. Let's see if we draw some creature. Haunted Fangraph, pretty good. We can use that maybe next turn to bring back the Colossus. For now though, let's crack a Candid Trail. Find a Self-Assembler, which I'm a big fan of too. First, let's actually cycle the cards though. Find a Wretched Griff. We have 6 mana, let's play the Assembler. We don't need to return the Colossus yet. We have some other creatures that we can cast. Search for a Self-Assembler number 2 and pass the turn. They have another Bone Shards. They have a Sneaky Snacker in their deck too. It's a cool deck. I wanted to build something similar, to be honest. Table Offering, which brings back the Snacker. I don't think we are in the winning position anymore. Obviously, the Griff will be a lot of help, and I really hope, that can help us, but they are dealing a decent amount of damage, and we don't have much life gain on hand right now. Wreck Remover is very nice, especially if the Snacker would die. So how much mana do we have? Let's do a check. We have 12 mana. Okay, I think we can start things off with the Wretched Griff, see what we draw. Self-Assembler, okay. I guess we can just play the Wreck Remover and just like play the Fangraph, probably say go. Keep it pretty simple here. We could also play the Self-Assembler, but I want to keep the life gain from Wreck Remover to go as often as we can, because they are a Madness deck, which means they are sort of a burn deck. Not really, but sort of a burn deck. So we will exile, let's say, the Vampire's Kiss. We gain some life, pretty important. And we will go for the Fangraph and we will just say go. They will defile the Griff, it's dead. They will map up the Kitchen Imp. Instead, they reveal a Bahuka book and put it into their hand, which is good against us. We have the Fangraph on the battlefield. They go Psychotic Episode. Let's see what they take. They could take the Bog if they want, but they will probably take the Self-Assembler. They take the Self-Assembler, okay. And they will probably follow with the Bahuka book. If they didn't play land, I'm not sure if they did or not actually. They hit us for 4. End step, sure. So we will use the Fangraph before they play that, so let's run the Fangraph first. Find the Wretched Griff. Definitely not complaining, that's awesome. Let's play the Griff. Find the world map too. And we can go, I guess, for a Lembas probably. Another Fangraph. This can return the Colossus or the Assembler. Is it better than a random card? I don't think so, we would keep that. But we are winning the match 2-0. Pretty cool brew from them, not gonna lie, but we still had the upper hand. GG. Now we go first against Prugel, which is great. Let's see what hand we get. Turn 3 Tron, not much to talk about. It's awesome, let's keep. We will run the power plant into the expedition map. We go Ponder. Haunted Fangraph, we will go the tower and we will say go here. If they leave up to 2 untapped islands, it's possible they have a counter spell, so we need to play around that a little bit. They go Delver, never mind, okay. They go Ash Barrens, interesting. Probably 2-color Delver here. We will search for the mine is missing, so we will search for the mine. And we definitely want something to block the Delver with, so we will play the mine and go for the Wretched Griff. Draw card, familiar, alright. They will cycle Lorien, fair enough. What's the second color they are playing? It's Simic. The Islet is here, so this is probably 2-color deck. Simic there, Simic Delver. I've seen it before. I think it can work pretty well. We actually played that as well. It's somewhat good. It's really powerful actually, if built well. So no counter spell here, only a Spell Pierce or a Force Spike. They cycle the Ash Barrens, probably find like a forest. Could be an island too. Probably an island, right? Never mind, it's a forest. And they can't attack yet. So that's good for us, obviously. Find a Maelstrom Colossus. So do we want to take a gamble here and just play it? If they have a Force Spike, we are pretty screwed. If they don't, we are in a great position. I think we will attack first. So would you say a Simic tempo deck plays Force Spike? Give me your prediction in the comments right now. We will see if it's true, because I think we are casting the Colossus this turn. Or at least trying to do that, right? The Cascade does happen anyway. Find a Candid Trail, that's fine. We will cast that without a mana cost. We don't hate that. It's still a card draw. Scry 2, we don't mind more mines, I think. I think more lands is always nice, especially with a hand like that. So let's bottom the Radiant Fountain. We will keep the mine, I like it actually. Okay, no First Spike, beautiful. They can attack for 3, hopefully we are winning the race though. Go Grapple with the Past, which is one of the reasons maybe to actually play a deck like this. They don't seem to have anything great here, although they can return a land, which they will probably do. They already have 4 instant slash sorceries, and 5 with the grapple, which isn't enough for a Terry yet. And I had the same problem with this version. It was a little bit slower, so I've actually added some Manamorphos and it was pretty cool. They know it's over. So we will go to game 2 here. So we know they are playing some Terrors in there, which is a good reason to play a Relic of Progenitus, I feel like. So we will scrap the Familiars, play quadruple Relic actually. I'm not sure if I like the Throne Guard in this matchup, but I don't mind the Wreck Remover. It can slow them down. Let's try that. Let's do double Wreck Remover. And the Compactor is not bad at all too, right? If you think about it. Let's be a little greedy maybe and get like 2 Lambuses and 1 supply and go scrap Compactor. It can snipe Delvers, it can kill the Terrors later on, I think it's not bad. This was a big shift in the deck and we might have to mulligan a lot, depending on how the hand looks like, of course. Find a 1-lander. We can fix that with the world map though, and we have the expedition map if we find a 2nd land. I don't hate this. I think we can play around it. I think let's keep, and we will try to turn 1 Relic. Okay, I know they're probably playing some Spell Pierces, so we won't go for the world map, we will instead go for the Relic of Progenitus. They will Spell Pierce. They have a Null, interesting. Next turn we will try to go for the world map if we don't find a land, which is a problem already, right? If we went for the world map turn 1, they would have annulled it, and we now don't have a land drop for the 2nd turn, which is quite bad. Hopefully we will draw 1. We play 20 of them, come on. Lambus, pretty bad. We will go for the world map though. Yeah, we are far behind right now, far behind. Not only we are going 2nd, but we missed a land drop. That's bad. I should have mulligan. Like a 1-lander is pretty dangerous, but we go Rumble. Seems like a pretty good hand now. They will take the Serpent gladly, I think, right? Go for an island and let's see if they play anything. Oh, it's turn 3 Tolarian Terror. That's right. Okay. Find the power plant. This is actually good. Wait, I think the game is far from over. We can go expedition map. We can go world map, I think. Only thing we can do. Next turn, we are probably just cracking the map for the tower. We have 5 mana. No, we have only 3. We have only 3. Yeah, so we need to survive the onslaught a couple more turns. Hopefully we will be able to. They will play a serpent, I think. Yeah, this will be really hard. I think maybe impossible. Find the trail. So we have to expedition map here. Find the tower. Play the tower. Let's go for the Candy Trail first. Find a Fangraph and a power plant. I like the Fangraph. Let's bottom this one. And yeah, and top this one. We will also, I think, crack the Candy Trail too. Okay, hopefully no snakes. No more snakes, rather. Next turn we will, I think, try to brute force a Colossus. And if we find something good, we can also just make a great wave of blockers here. Hopefully no counterspell. They have 2 in the grave. But this is an artifact, which means it could be annulled. Pretty bad. They will go Rumble. Let's see what they find. Nothing too great. Nothing too great. Probably will pick up a land. Do you think they have another annul? It would need to be their last card, and I'm not buying that. I'm really not. Hopefully it's like not anything of relevance. Let's try it. Since we could go the Crusher, right? But I will try to go for the Colossus. We will Cascade first, hopefully into something good, dude. Assembler is nice, it can block. I would love to use the ability, pick up 1 more Assembler. And the Colossus is in. It's possible this game is not over. I should have used the mana to crack the world map, not sure what I was doing here. Maybe we can actually use the maps instead to bring more towers, right? That's pretty good. Oh, they have Sleep of the Dead. Oh no, that's pretty bad. Which means we lose, right, actually? Okay, we need to block. Find a Boulder Branch Column. I guess that may keep us alive. Let's go for the world map. No, they can just go double sleep and we lose, right? I'll find the tower, play the tower. 9 mana. So the golem brings us to 8, but they can double sleep. We would need to find, I think we need to find a Relic of Progenitus, right? Like, let's be honest, we need to find the relic and then we live somehow, maybe. It would need to be like right now. Karst, nope. Bottom. Another branch. Okay, so now let's go for another Lembus. Mine, no thanks. Bottom. Here's a relic. Oof. Think we are still losing, sadly. Pay 1. Colossus. We are 1 mana short. We are 1 mana short. We aren't actually. We just lose. Yeah, it was a good try though. It was a good try. Let's go to the next game. So we have 4 Relics of Progenitus. That should be enough. Let's submit and go and say go. Okay, let's take a look at this hand. It's a 1-lander. There are no Tron lands. We will mulligan. Let's take a look at this one. It has Bohukabok. It has a world map and the relic. I see potential. Let's keep. Let's put a card on the bottom. I think it might have to be probably the Slippery Karst. Let's go Urza's Mine. Run the relic as soon as we can, right? We also have the Bog. which we might need to play next turn too. They go for a forest. End step. Find a Maelstrom Colossus. Let's run the Think Expedition map. Let's play the book, targeting them. Obviously, it would be nice to use the book on something else, but that's fine. We don't mind. We just need to make the land drops we have here. We can crack the Expedition map too, and then play the world map. It's a pretty slow hand, but we have the relic, should be useful. They will cycle Ash Barrens. Let's exile that. They go instantly Rumble, pretty bad for us. Okay, no permanence, but a lot of things in the grave. Another Expedition map is actually pretty nice. Yeah, for sure. We will go cracking the map. Let's find a tower. Let's play it. Let's go probably another Expedition map. Can just try to slow them down with the relic, although I'm not sure how efficient will that be, right? Okay, they just played it there. That's fair. Find a power plant. Wait, that's natural Tron. That means 8 mana, which means we can just run the Colossus. This is awesome. Let's cascade it into something good as well, please. Scrap Compactor is not horrible, right? Let's cast that without paying mana cost. It's like not the best, but it's not bad at all. Okay, let's exile, let them exile a card from their graveyard and say go. This is not bad. This is not bad at all. The Compactor can kill the Terror for 8 mana, which is a lot, obviously. They will 4 mana Murmuring Mystic. We need to kill that with the Scrap Compactor. Like right now, actually. Like right now. We find a Radiant Fountain. We will tap to crack the map, bring out another Urza's Tower, play the tower. We will instantly kill the Murmuring Mystic. Should have used the relic before that. Make them exile. We will exile the Mystic. Maybe so that they can play more snakes, but they can return that back with grapple with the past, right? So it's kind of nice to have the Mystic gone. And that being said, we can go for, I think, a world map, right? We can search for the 3rd tower, play the Boulder Branch Column. We can actually pop the relic soon if we want to. Sorry, a bot is spamming me. I need to take care of that in some time, but for now, we could also be the one who's attacking. I think we will do just that. And we will say go. They don't have enough for a snake yet. If they play land, they do. They will go Delver, that's fine. We don't mind. Combat. Hit us for 5, alright. End step. Do we pop the relic here? Might as well, right? Wreck Remover. Decent. Another Maelstrom. We can crack the world map for the tower number 3. Let's try and bait the spell. How much mana do we have? 6, 8, 10, 11. Yeah, we could play the Wreck Remover and the Boulder Branch Column. Let's attack first. Let's go for the Wreck Remover. Cast. They will counterspell. Beautiful. Successfully baited. Now we will go for a Boulder Branch Golem, gaining a lot of life. So the Golem does enter. We gain 6. And we are in a pretty good position here, I would say. Next turn we can play the Colossus. Even if they counter it, we still get the Cascade. But they could have a handful of answers. They go Brainstorm. Another Delver. Probably a Chump Blocker at this point, right? They don't attack. End step, alright. We find a world map. We can search for the 2 mana land. The 2 mana cycle land if you really want to. But first we will probably play the Colossus. Let's attack first. If they want to block, they can block. Completely fine. They need to block both of them. Sweet. Then we can try the Colossus. First, let's Cascade though. And we win the match. It makes me pretty happy to see we can beat a deck like Simic Tempo. Pretty solid deck, right? So this was a great game. Okay, so welcome back to the conclusion. And I was decently happy with this deck. Obviously, it's not like tier 1 or maybe even tier 2, but it was pretty good. The only card I'm really unsure about is maybe the Familiar. Since it's like 3 mana, you could maybe play something a little bit more impactful in the deck if you wanted. Maybe some more ways to draw cards. But I think this card is a decent bridge in the early and the late game. Obviously, sometimes you go just from 2 mana with having 2 lands to having 7 mana with the Expedition map and finding your 3rd Tron land. But I think the Familiar is something you could play like 2 of, or you could just remove it from the deck completely and you would be fine. But I personally don't mind the card. I think it's quite fine. Obviously, if we have some suggestions to what to actually play instead of the Familiar, I would be very happy to hear them. Please write them down in the comments. I think the Crusher is just a big dumb guy. It's pretty awesome when it gets to attack, obviously, but I've decided to play only one. You can also be cascading into it since it has the same mana cost as the Colossus here. I think the Griff is the MVP. It's so good. The card draw here and the Golem with the life gain is great as well. I love the Self-Assembler. It's like infinite. It's so many creatures in one. And this guy is good only in some matchups, so you could play them in the sideboard, but I don't mind them them in the main deck, and the rest of the cards I was pretty happy with. Obviously, the world map and the expedition maps. I've added a third world map. I think it's pretty important, very consistent, and the Candy Trail very good as far as the Life Gain goes, and the Scry as well. I did like the Lembas. I actually love the spare supplies. I think you could play more spare supplies instead of the Lembuses, and I was pretty happy with the mana base as well. I added one Radiant Fountain to search for with the maps when you go against burn. You could play like more slippery cards, you know, and like only 2 Fangraphs. It's completely on you. You know, the mana base is very flexible. You could even put some deserts from the sideboard to the main deck if you're feeling spicy that day. And the sideboard, I was pretty happy with that. The Wreck Remover is surprisingly an impactful card. It's very versatile. I like it a lot. The Compactor did do a great job. We killed a Murmuring Mystic, I think, with the 6 mana part, so that was pretty powerful. And the Relic is an MVP. The Blessing, it's a little funny when you cascade with the Colossus to the Blessing. Obviously, it becomes pretty useless at that point, but I think it's still a pretty important card to have in the sideboard against all the black decks. So that being said, let me know which cards would you play and add to this deck to make it even better than it is. I was pretty happy with this deck. Obviously, there needs to be more testing to be done before I can recommend it. But thank you for watching, have a great day, and bye.